It's you.
It's you. It's us. It's you.
Here you are.
It's the never-ending tide of August.
Do you know since
that is
last
flowing.
Tuesday, all we've been doing is sitting here waiting for you?
Well,
just waiting.
That's a metaphor for time at the moment.
Time is toast.
How are you all doing out there? Actually, before that, I just want to acknowledge we are streaming in tonight our fourth line break in this never-ending series of. It's like a line that doesn't break, really.
It's an unbroken line.
In perpetual between you and us and whatever's in between.
Toast.
But we want to acknowledge we're coming to you from Darawal country.
It's so windy here.
And really windy Darawal country.
It's like the mountains and the ocean are.
Yeah, it's very alive, very
making
alive
out
today. Making out. This is interesting. That's okay. Everybody sees their own things, I suppose. I just want to acknowledge we're really fortunate to be coming in from that land and to be living on it even. And yeah, it feels very alive right now. So please let us know in the comments what country
are you on?
Yeah, what are you on, and what's the weather doing there? What's the wind saying?
Just want to pipe in and say that sovereignty was never ceded and always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
And acknowledge any First Nation peoples or poets that are tuning in for this. So great to have you here.
It's a privilege to have you here.
Totally. So August, it just keeps going. Somebody actually suggested that we have a poetry year.
Who said that?
I don't know. I just deleted
Are they
them.
a poet?
I don't know. I just saw a comment. Let's have a poetry year. I'm like,
what are they on?
Exactly.
Poetry. They're on poetry.
Well, poetry is kind of like, I suppose if poetry is crack, actually, if poetry was a drug, what drug would it be? And how would you imbibe it? Let us know. Have a good think about that. You got a few options drug-wise.
What would it be for you?
I'm not disclosing that on a live stream. But I think you should really have a good think about it.
If you could please fill the comments with, should we be going down this line?
No, you can go down this line. I mean, over-the-counter drugs we're talking, of course. That's totally fine.
Okay.
Hey, Dankster.
Oh, Dankster.
Bunwarran country, good to see you. Well, can't see you. Carolyn's coming in from Gadigal. Kelly.
I just saw your message, Kelly.
Emily's back.
Little one wants to read a poem on this show.
But we like to disappoint kids because they turn into much better poets. Just break them early. Give them something to sort of.
Who's the best youngest poet you've ever encountered?
I don't like young poets, but
no,
it's a COVID side effect.
You do.
Lockdown side effect.
There's got to be someone that you've come across.
Oh, Jen's here. Hey, Jen Compton, freezing your toes off. Let us know how your toes are. That'd be good too.
You got some Ugg boots,
Give
Jen?
us some toe updates.
You need some New Zealand woolen socks.
We have Sarah Temporal.
Hey, Sarah. Good to see you.
Some great poets tuning in.
Message there. Oh, you're on Bunjalung country.
So many people in lockdown right now. Beautiful to connect with you all. We hope you're really doing okay. We know mental health's really a strain. We have a massive storm here.
Hey, Sam.
Every year is a poetry year.
Right there?
Don't be mean to poetry.
Sam,
we
what's your story, Sam?
Be mean to poetry. Poetry was made to be mean to.
Is this your first line break, Sam?
It's very resilient poetry.
Is this your first rodeo?
I like that, though. It's a nice personification. Don't be mean to poetry. It's very dig it.
Just don't be mean to anything.
Anyway, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. And we have a big packed show for you, like well and truly.
How big?
Oh, bigger than my bank account.
Oh, that doesn't take. Bigger than Cookie's bark.
Smaller than my dreams.
Bigger than Cookie's bark.
Yeah, we have co-custody of a dog. Those who don't know are tuning in who Cookie is. That's who Cookie is. She's around somewhere. So this is a lockdown experience. You have two producers with their co-custody dog coming into you. No, that's not right.
What?
Coming to you.
What? Are you?
That sounds like the.
It sounds
did you see the New Zealand politician the other day?
No. Oh yeah.
Telling people to go out.
They were told to spread their legs.
Yeah. Rather than go out and stretch their legs, he said, "Go out and spread your legs."
So good. I love that. Did you see that?
I did see that. So that's my little COVID faux pas.
Hey, speaking of New Zealand, make sure you tune in on Thursday night.
Australia New Zealand Showcase coming out Thursday night.
Woohoo!
Tell us your COVID faux pas. Tell us how your toes are doing. What kind of drug is poetry? We're going to kick off right now.
Hey, this is a very special moment. So, that clap brought Cookie. Cookie,
Yes.
come here. Come here.
Let's get into it. What have we got first?
Do you want to see Cookie?
Let's get into it.
She's here. Tenzin, are you watching? I need to see if you're. I'll just check in the comments if you're there. Tenzin Shogul, are you there? Hello, Tenzin. Adam says that poetry is like LSD.
Cool.
Good to see you here, Adam.
We have the amazing, and that word applies. It actually
does.
Yeah, it's not flowery.
So you might have seen the other day, Tenzin Shogul shared his beautiful piece that he co-wrote with his name, the musician from the band.
Can't remember, but
so the piece is called A Song for You. I think it was called, the piece that he wrote.
Wow, you commissioned this piece. I think it's called A Melody for You, actually.
It's A Melody for You. Sorry, there were so many poets. I can't remember every detail.
And Tenzin was a poetry ambassador. Yes.
Matsu.
A Melody for You. He was our poetry ambassador, and he's just been such an amazing advocate for poetry. And he's about to do what?
Well, I just want to say that one day Tenzin just rang me out of the blue and said, I've made a song for you and I just felt like playing the flute and I'm just going to send it to you. And then we had a big conversation about lots of different things. And then this video came through and, yeah, it made me cry.
And you're about to see it. And then straight from Tenzin, we're going into our featured publisher, which is Fremantle Press. Georgia Richter.
Great that Fremantle Press are on board.
Yeah, Georgia Richter, the publisher, is going to be cut through the show.
She's going to cut through.
Poetry Remix. She's going to be responding to different questions, talking about the books they're putting out. And then we're going to hear from the first poet from that stable, Hassan Al-Nawab, is going to...
what a video!
Yeah, Hassan's special too. So enjoy the opening. Welcome to Line Break. We'll see you on the other side.
This is a gentle easing into it, guys.
See you soon.
Hi, my name is Georgia Richter and I am poetry publisher at Fremantle Press. I'm talking to you from Wajak Bujjar and I offer my respects to Noongar elders past and present. I'd like to tell you a bit about the 2 books on our 2021 poetry list. The first of these is Vociferate by Emily Sun. Now, Emily has been published in various journals, including Cordite Poetry Review, Australian Poetry Journal, Meanjin, Mascara Literary Review and Westerly, and she's currently a PhD candidate at UWA. Emily was born in British colonial Hong Kong to stateless diasporic Chinese parents. She moved to England at the age of 3 and then to Australia at the age of 8. The poems in this collection are divided into parts that cover 4 decades of the poet's life. The later poems explore life, work, illness and career. The earlier parts are explorations of identity, self and belonging, and how someone who's born in Hong Kong with a diasporic Chinese identity sees herself and, really importantly, is seen. They're written mainly in English, but they're also embedded with Mandarin, which the poet learned as an adult, and the Cantonese that her Chinese grandmother spoke, as well as some French and some Italian. The poems are arch, sassy, smart, thoughtful and complex, and really rewarding to read. Now, our second volume is from Hassan al-Nawab, Poems That Do Not Sleep. Hassan was born in Iraq in 1960 and he moved to Australia in 2003 with his wife and children. He's a poet and a journalist who's published 3 volumes of poetry and 2 plays in Arabic and won numerous awards for his poems in Arabic. This is his first English written collection. Now, Poems That Do Not Sleep is divided into 2 parts, Flying Tree and Diaspora. The first part is about the sharp grief and discomfort of being a tank driver in the Iraq War. The second part is about the relief, but also the dislocation of moving to Australia and to a new life and to a new language here. These poems are incredibly simple, but it's almost being struck by a shower of bullets, and the mass effect of them is really devastating. They're presented so English is on one side and Arabic is on the other. Hassan wrote the English poems first, and then at my request he wrote the Arabic poems. And the effect of that is not only to reflect Hassan's own experience, but if you're a non-Arabic speaker, you see a poem on this side that you don't understand, but you also know you do understand it because you've got the English version at the same time. And so it represents that schism and dislocation and understanding all at once. And I've seen Hassan perform his poems in both languages too. And in Arabic, his whole body inhabits his mother tongue. It's really powerful to see, and the physicality of him performing his poetry in both languages is very different. So those are the 2 volumes on our 2021 list.
Hello to all. I say thank you to the traditional owners of the land. Without them, we would not have no land called Australia. This, my book, the first book published in English, is called Poems That Do Not Sleep. I try to read chapter for this poem, Do Not Ask Me, in English, and after that in Arabic. Do not ask me. You didn't see the shell exploded meter away from your feet. You did not hear the poem which stealing before it fell near your trench. You did not bear a metre under the poem barrage. You do not drink swamp water from the thirsty. You did not eat grass from hunger. You did not eat. Did not miss seeing your family from 2 years. You did not shave your chin and dye your boot for 10 years. You did not cook tea and food with the gunpowder. In Arabic, لا تسألني. أنت لم ترى القذيفة تنفجر على بعد أمتار من قدميك. أنت لم ترى جنودا ينزفون تحت مشاعل التنوير. أنت لم تحمل شهيدا تحت وابل القصف. أنت لم تشرب ماء المستنقع من العطش. أنت لم تأكل العشب من الجوع. أنت لم تفقد رؤية عائلتك منذ عامين. أنت لم تنم بجانب جندي جريح في آخر نفس. أنت لم تعرف ألم آخر يوم من الإجازة. أنت لم تعرف رعب النار في الخندق. لذا لا تسألني لماذا لا أضحك ولا أنام وتعتقد إني مجنون. So do not ask me why I do not laugh or sleep and think that I am mad. Thank you.
Wow.
Just the
Wow.
effort Hassan went to making that video and how excited he was, but also
The beauty of it.
the words, performance and the words, incredible. And we are about to start a giveaway where you can win a copy of Hassan's fantastic
I want to enter.
debut collection.
I want to enter.
So the hashtag
I'd
is
love that collection.
hashtag do not sleep, which is taken from Hassan's book title. You just need to enter that into the comments. Do it.
Are we doing it? Are you
Hashtag
guys
away.
doing it?
Do not sleep. Enter
I'll
in
enter
there.
it. I'll win it.
Fremantle Press have donated copies, given us copies to give away of Hassan's book.
I'm the same, Carolyn. I love hearing language wherever people are from. I love hearing poetry in their language. I agree.
Good to see Carolyn's entered. Get those hashtags in.
Scott Patrick Mitchell's
It's pretty
entered.
special to
Kylie's
get
entered.
a poetry book delivered to you.
Hey, Mel. Welcome, Mel.
Jen wants more music, poetry music. I had to put
Natalie, our amazing volunteers here.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, poetry
Hey,
music.
Carmen.
Hey all. So get that hashtag in, hashtag do not sleep, and we'll do the giveaway on the other side. We're going to keep things moving.
Smooth Nicholas. Is your first name really Smooth?
Smooth Nicholas.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Hashtag do not sleep, Smooth Nicholas.
Uh-huh.
I love it because you don't really have to follow it up with anything. You just go Smooth Nicholas, and then you just let it hang.
Mm.
Smooth Nicholas.
Hey, what's up next?
We
I know.
had a special guest last week who's returning this week now.
Mm.
And that
special guest is Harrison. Now, Harrison cannot be followed on social media, but Hope One can.
Hope One Beatbox.
Yeah. Make sure you check out Hope One's Instagram and Facebook page. Hope One is one of the most remarkable humans and artists that I know. Probably you as well.
Oh, incredible artist, incredible human, and is really emerging as an incredible poet, like we talked about last week. And Harrison is just another part of their kind of, I don't know, artistic kind of range, slice, however you want to kind of frame it.
We kind of eased you into the show. And
we're going
now
in a different direction now. So we're going to go.
We're off over there now. So enjoy.
And from Harrison, we're going to go into.
Oh, yeah. Is it Tom?
Our featured musician, and we've been asking musicians to interpret poems. Last week we had Tom Hogan doing Kelly Saunders. This week it's Tom Hogan.
We only
This week, sorry, it's
Toms.
Tom Cooney. We didn't commission Tom's. It was an existing piece from the Borrowed Verse Project, and it's his interpretation of a Pascal Burton, the Queensland poet. Pascal Burton,
the magnificent
poem.
Paz.
He's playing it live. And then we're going to go to another Fremantle poet, Emily's son, who's going to also be reading from
Emily's a beautiful poet.
again, support West Australian poetry. We're making sure there's been a real focus on WA through this, as there should be. People talk about the East Coast poetry mafia. Well, we're kind of breaking with that a little bit. That's why it's a line break, breaking the line. Anyway, enjoy these three. We'll see you soon.
So I'm gonna read a poem that I had to dig deep for this. It's really what's going on in my mind. I don't like girls in heels. I like them in gumboots. I like her woolly socks. I'll show her what my tongue do. I want a whiff of that hard mahi that you've been doing all day. Slide off those socks, bring that foot my way. I love it when they're unwashed, girl, drenched in sweat. The aroma of those toe jams gets me wet. I'm gonna seek out those little balls that get stuck in between. Ooh, the opening of your bigger middle toe is pretty clean. So let me head to the next and see where they're at. Gonna sniff out those gold nuggets like I'm snorting some rats. It's a similar high. I'm starting to feel dizzy. You're gonna get it, girl. I'm about to get busy. Open wide, slide inside. Gonna deep throat those corns like it's my last kai. Please don't block me.
The question is, if you could hear one poem before you go to sleep at night, what would that be? The answer is, I wouldn't read poetry at bedtime because it's enlivening rather than soporific and it gets into my dreams. However, I do turn to poetry at 3 a.m. when I wake up and start worrying. And that's when I turn on Poetry Unbound, which is a podcast by Padre Otuma. He's got the most dreamy Irish accent you ever clapped ears on. And what he does is he selects a poem, he reads it, he talks about its meaning, its form, something biographical that has affected his life, and then he reads it again. His selection of poets come from all around the world. Some poems that have stuck with me include Matthew Osmond's Mountain Dew commercial disguised as a love poem, and that poet's wife's reply, How Delicious to Say It, by Vivi Francis, Ada Limon's Wonder Woman, and Gregory Pardlow's Wishing Well. For me, the oral delivery is just a perfect way to receive a poem.
Hi, I'm Emily Sun, and I'll be reading a few poems from my collection Vociferate Yung. Smooth Criminals Revisited. It was seaweed. They fed on that, not on despair and men. The sirens do not bare their breasts for your viewing pleasure, nor strike deals with ocean devils to plot your demise. They do not sing for you. Tongue louse replaced the little one's tongue. No sirens nor mermaids were sacrificed in the original. The sea witch was the elder. Disnification led to her demise. Poseidon possesses no GPS, for they do what they will. It was not their fault you were lashed to the mast. It's convenient, though, isn't it, that fecund temptresses must have their wings clipped, kowtow below the line, or die. The Tampatanka. Obdricious strength, mute the tears of babies' friends, encircle the land, isolate the air we breathe, neural pathways die in heat. Initialisms. ADD, OCD, ADHD, inattentive, ASD, GATE, IEP, AAP, ERB, TRB, for correlations, convenience, for meaning, to cesarean, to explain data, consumer knowledge, consumer knows, consumer much, KFC, IHOP, ICAS, Pizza, Tim's, Tam, buy, whiskey, TGIF, no patience, correlations, from correlations, exception to cesarean, to explain data, consumer knowledge, consumer consumes, consumption, ICAS, Pizza, Tim's, Tams, IMA, what of humanity? A game of boulder dash. SSRI, ECT, a stopgap, panacea.
Oh, ECT. Gotta love when you see ECT. Still sounds like a bad 80s band to me, despite having had it myself. Anyway.
That was an incredible triplet of poetry. I want Emily's collection immediately.
Whoever's tuned in for tonight's show, well done.
Soak it in.
There's nothing like this. Like, just think about...
I know Smooth Nicholas
Who else has Smooth Nicholas in their comments, for starters? And who else has giveaways like this? We're about to... the next giveaway, actually, we'll draw... We're mucking with our back end, but we will draw the last
David
book
P.
of Hassan right now.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see who is going to win a copy from Fremantle Press of Hassan's debut collection, The Wheel of Crisis, Do Not Sleep. Sounds like a Mel Gibson film that never got shot. And we have...
I thought that said Melanie Griffiths.
Matt's in there. Damien's back again.
Oh, it did say Mel Griffiths.
Kylie. You're a multiple winner.
Kylie.
You're a multiple winner.
You're winning big time this week.
You're winning everywhere.
Kylie.
Poetry, people say poetry isn't about winning. It's only about winning.
Well, it's not about losing. What is about losing?
Life.
Oh.
Although, in New South Wales where we're in lockdown, Gladys has promised us something special on Thursday or Friday.
What do you mean? I missed that. What?
If you're vaccinated, you're going to get something special. Or New South Wales generally is going to get a special treat, a new freedom. So, put in the comments, what do you think the freedom would be? I saw somebody on Twitter say legislating against landlords just generally, which would be great. But I don't think that's what it's going to be. But would love to hear poetically what you think those of us in lockdown, New South Wales, Gladys in teacher mode is going to give us for being good COVID kids. Love to hear your take on that. But you need things to look forward to. An ice cream sandwich. It's got that tone to it. I'd take an ice cream sandwich right now. Kelly, that's right up there. That's fantastic. Okay, our next prize we're going to give away is Emily Sun's book.
I want to win that as well.
The hashtag for that is vociferate. Vociferate.
What does that actually mean? Oh, they'll answer it in the comments. You guys seem to know podcasts.
Gone blank, actually. But
you guys
vociferate.
All know. Vociferate. I feel like I mean, I know the word, but I don't know the meaning.
I'm not helping you out here.
Come
Okay.
on, who knows, guys?
Put the
What is-
hashtag there in the comments.
Jen Compton,
if
you'll
you feel
know.
vociferous, go for it. And we are now going to... Oh, Liz Murphy, straight in. That's the fastest hashtag I think we've had, Liz. There's nothing like eagerness for a free book.
Hey, Ali Cobby-Eckerman has just tuned in.
Oh, wow. Hey, Ali. How you doing?
Hey, Ali.
Hope you're doing well. Check
Sending
out
lots
Ali
of love.
Cobby-Eckerman's work. Most of you probably have and have it, but if you don't,
Make it a priority.
vociferate. Oh, Ali's just entered the competition. That's
Nice
fantastic.
one. Nice one, Ali. Can we rig it so that Ali wins?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how it should be. But I also think it's so awesome, this space during Poetry Month, and I think COVID maybe heightens it, where poets can kind of gather because we can't gather anywhere else. So
Do you remember gathering with poets? Do you remember how
I actually miss it. I never thought I'd miss
gorgeous
it.
and uncomfortable we all felt?
Yeah, I know. It's so strange.
Post-reading, how we'd all get together and think, where's somewhere really cheap that we
Okay.
can all...
Jen knows what vociferous
See,
means.
Jen,
I was
I
waiting for
knew
Jen.
you'd
That's
know,
why I didn't want to say anything. I knew Jen would pop in there at some stage. But our next...
Yes, Jen, it would help if you could share.
Our next stage of content. Oh, by the way, it's August 24th. Happy National Waffle Day. It's National Waffle Day.
Guys, can we just take a moment for the waffle?
It's National Waffle Day. So let's just
When was
really...
the last time you had a waffle?
I don't know, but I was just thinking about if I even like waffles.
I don't even really know what a waffle...
Well, you put it in a waffle maker, you know.
Yeah, but what is a waffle?
It's a very American thing. But anyway, it's Happy National Waffle Day.
Oh, it's like a toasty.
Tell us, August 24th, waffles. That's where we're at. But in this next segment, we have some great stuff coming up.
Yeah, coming up next, we have Eleanor Jackson, who's going to be doing a book review. The title of the book that Eleanor is reviewing currently escapes me. That's not the title of the book. The title of the book just currently escapes me.
So we've commissioned people to do short video book briefs, and then we'll have a bit more from Georgia Richter, and then this week's installment of What is Poem with Vidya Rajan. Keep going the hashtags. We'll see you soon.
Vociferate.
Hi, my name is Eleanor Jackson, and I'm delighted to be joining Red Room Poetry from Wurundjeri Woiwurrung country to review and recommend this book for you, Nadia Rook's Boots, published in 2020 by UWA Publishing. Stylistically expansive, with a blend of poetry and prose, fragments and vignettes, Boots takes on a range of themes from empire, migration, settlement, motherhood, belonging, and identity. Perhaps unsurprisingly, for an historian, Rooks's work is measured, precise, and all about looking, directly, obliquely, in hindsight and foresight, at places, people, experiences, and stories, looking and looking again to interrogate what is seen, by whom, and the way in which time and positionality influence both what is and can be seen. One of the things I love about this book is that it is very specifically grounded in place and time, this contemporary so-called Australia. If I were to put my Peril hat on, and I'm grateful that we've had a chance to publish Nadia's work at Peril magazine before, I would almost certainly want to explore with you her acute consciousness of the settler experience. It feels almost impossible to do justice to that topic in such a short time. So, at least for me, who has been wearing her mother hat a lot lately, I would like to particularly commend to you those works which touch on the theme of motherhood and conception, particularly in the last section of the book titled Blooming, which I think add a clear-eyed detail to experiences often rendered flat by conventional narratives. As Rook says, it's not sexy, but it is reproductive. I hope that you will enjoy Nadia Rook's work, Boots. There's too many S's in there to say easily. And I wish you the very, very best for Poetry Month.
What can emerging or early career poets do to improve the chances of their manuscript being accepted? There's a distinction between writing poetry and getting published, and I think it's important to separate the abiding satisfaction of writing and working something out in the act of writing and the strategic business-like approach you need to getting published. So if you think you can reach your audience through micro-distribution, or if performing in front of an audience is enough, then you've solved your problem already. If you'd like a traditional publisher and to have a book-length collection published, then you need to be more strategic. It's a long game. You can build a profile with publishing individual poems online or in print and entering them into competitions. Get comfortable performing in public. Participate in writing groups and workshops. Practice being a good critical reader to build up your own skills as an editor of others' work as well as your own. And then, importantly, interact with the community of poets around you and online. Join poetry organisations in your state and follow Red Room Poetry for workshops, competitions and publishing opportunities. Keep an eye on what your contemporaries are doing, read their work and buy their books. Ask who's doing what, how are they doing it, and what that they are doing works for me. Have a look then too at who is publishing what and which publisher is compatible with your own work. Target them.
Not a lockdown, a stay at home, essential, necessary, vital. Ring of steel? I prefer wall of hope.
Wall of hope. Wall. Something solid, you know, like a tray that holds all your food on one side. Delicious food. Croissants, blueberries, little packets of butter. Continental breakfast.
Tray, chode, chode of hope.
Chode of hope.
I saw a man, an old man, on the road, and he was crying, and the tears fell on his jacket.
Ring, steal, steal.
They didn't soak it, because the jacket was made of raincoat material.
Raincoats are made from cotton, polyester and nylon or rayon microfiber.
And that is what we are doing. We must be the microfibers of the future.
The solid wall of microfibers of the future to defeat the enemy.
So, thanks.
Hey!
Wall of Hope. I love that. Maybe Gladys will come out with that tomorrow. Maybe that's what we're getting on Thursday or Friday from Gladys. Maybe she's building a wall of hope down here in Greater Sydney. Vidya, fantastic as always.
Hey, thanks to everyone who came to Vidya's workshop. And
it's sold out. Sold out. All the workshops have pretty much sold out.
Was remarkable, and tomorrow night is Tony Birch's workshop.
Everything is everything.
Which is sold out as well.
Well, we might not have workshops, but we have books from Fremantle Press. So let's do our next giveaway here at Lion Break for Poetry.
So giveaway
month.
number 2?
Giveaway number 2, we are giving away.
So Kylie won the first one. Well done, Kylie. Good on you. And let's have a look at what was the thing? Was it vociferate? Hashtag
vociferate. Did you get a meaning yet?
Yeah.
And now we're having a draw.
Let me know.
And Matt's in there, Sarah's in there, Ali's coming the pass, Damien up the back.
Oh my God.
From the side, Damien again. Damien's very eager. Pulling time, Chris slowing down. We have Jen, Sarah's in the lead. Chris is. Oh, Carolyn!
Oh, Carolyn!
There you go. You get
Carolyn,
a free mantle book. You can vociferate.
Carolyn, didn't you win last week?
Look, they're winners.
Carolyn.
Plural. If you're a multiple winner, that's beautiful. You're just a return winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel did Carolyn win a daily prompt? One of the 30 and 30? I feel like.
Yeah, possibly.
I've written your name down recently, Carolyn.
Yeah. Well, you haven't won anything. We just go on here and write people's names down. Because that's the state of things we're in. Everyone should be writing someone's name down. Just take names. Take names everywhere. I'm taking names now.
Take them.
Just
write them.
Just taking names.
What's next?
Next, we have another. These books are just raining books. It's like 90K's winds out here.
It's raining books.
Coming down. It's just raining books onto the veranda. Internet is working, which is good. Win with the hashtag.
Memory furniture.
Hashtag memory furniture.
Emily's?
No, that's Bron Bateman. It's another Fremantle Press book. It's been so great the way the publishers have agreed to answer questions. Not that they don't answer questions, but just questions from people online and give these books away.
Yeah, it's quite I don't know that there's ever been a space that's done that kind of thing before, a platform that's just said, let's hear from publishers around these questions. Has that ever happened before? I mean, other than, panels and things like that.
I don't think there's been a show with this kind of backdrop. I was just looking at it going, wow.
I mean,
Look at that.
that is a backdrop.
Look how long that's taken. I mean, look at that. That's just like...
This is so beautiful.
Yeah. There it is. Anyway, Fremantle Press, and support publishers right now. They're actually bookstores, publishers. They're
if you're
definitely
supporting publishers, you're supporting
hard.
Poets.
I know local bookstore here, people are facing, increased rents and decreased sales, and support books where you can.
So this week we're Fremantle Press. Last week we were Giramondo.
Giramondo's next week.
Oh,
Last
Giramondo's
week was recent work.
Oh, yeah.
But right now, we have a really special, each week line break with commissioned spoken word, because it's as important to poetry as is print. Mind you, this particular person has just announced their debut collections coming out next year with Upswell. But Scott Patrick Mitchell is a much-loved performer, poet.
Human being.
Again, West Coast represent. Just a bit of a warning. I think there is some potentially traumatic content perhaps in this. So just a bit of self-care and awareness around that.
If that's the case, go make a cuppa.
Yeah, or just tune in to see how you go. I'm just pretty sure that is the case. And then we'll be back with a bit more of Georgia Richter, and we'll finish off this little segment with...
Is that Bella Lee?
That is Bella Lee. We'll see you soon.
I love Bella Lee.
My body is a window. Which is to say, if you lift me up, I will let in 1,000 fragrant blooms, spring air to hold you. But here's the thing about trauma. It builds bars around being. So used to my body pressed up against glass, voices muffled, breath fogging up pain, I have become proficient in writing the word help backwards. In a TV show where people dress up as drag queens, contestants are asked to name their inner saboteur. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Sid. It is short for insidious. Sid says, have you ever thought about a very brief career in tying knots? Sid says, what would happen if we laid down and just never got up? Sid says, if you want to go, let's go. Sid is not my friend. Defenestration is the act of throwing a body through a window. But how can I throw this voice outside myself? Remember, trauma builds bars around being. The writer Anna Borges has called this condition chronic passive suicidal ideation. I call it up at least 5 times a week. Involuntarily. On the weekend we do each other's nails. As I ring for the pizza, it is planning an escape route. I so want to escape this. So, I go to therapy. I do the work. I write lists, and on all of them, your name appears twice. I head home, realizing that I may be a car doing 40-something down the freeway of life, tires balding, odometer needing occasional tapping, but my radio heart can still sing, and when I wind the windows down, my palms catch wind, and surely this is enough reason to keep going. I get home, fill bucket with soap and water, take down all the bars, squeegee clean each sheet of pain, go inside, turn on all the lights, so I am bright and shiny, because my body is a window, and now you can see me.
The question is, do you think it's advantageous to have a collection that has thematic links? It's definitely advantageous to have a collection with thematic links, especially when you're starting out. When you're established, someone else can do the collected and selecting for you, but in the meantime, as an emerging poet, to present a manuscript that's coherent with strong underlying principles and thematic links is useful in two ways. From a marketing perspective, it gives the marketer some hooks and a clear way of pitching your work, especially to the education sector. From a publishing perspective, it shows the publisher that you have a sense of what your work means in a bigger way and its context, rather than just representing all the half-decent poems you've written in recent times. It also gives the collection a satisfying through line and points of orientation for the reader. It's great if you can even articulate this in a paragraph to the publisher that you're sending your work to. It reinforces the sense that you know what you're doing and have given it some thought, and it makes your submission more compelling.
I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which I'm making this video recording, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations. This is an extract from a sequence titled Interior of the Garden, which is from my third book, Theory of Colours. After the last great war, emerged from the shattered places as from a chrysalis. Through the canopy, thin membrane pierced and took winged flight. Over vanishing Babylons, winter gardens, pleasure domes, jungle cities, biomes, crystal palaces of kings. In the taiga, pine, white spruce, hemlock, falling in silent rows, the ravenous, ruined waves. Orbiting, we enter another spaceship, long abandoned on a desiccated planet. In the deserts, the structures vitreous, familiar, brittle suns in streaks, and the careful sphere, expanding, contracting.
So great to see Bella Lee. I haven't seen Bella for a while, but
I remember the last time I saw Bella. It was on the corner of Brunswick Street, outside Brunswick Street Apartments in 2018. No, 2017.
Had she just missed her ride share to the airport?
Yes.
Hadn't the bedroom philosopher stolen her taxi or something?
Yes.
Oh, poet stories. I think poet stories are kind of the best and the worst, kind of. If you've got a little poet story, do not share it in the comments. That would be my general advice on that. But great to hear from Bella. New work from Bella Lee is always really exciting. Beautiful reading.
Bella's work really draws you in, doesn't it?
Yeah, beautiful reader too. I haven't heard Bella read for ages. And before that, Scott Patrick Mitchell.
What's Bella's
Hand
title?
puppets, everything, lived experience, SPM. Wow. I'd watched it, but to watch it again then, just incredible. And book coming out next year with Upswell, which is Terry Ann White's new imprint.
Scott Patrick Mitchell is the epitome of a poet that lives and breathes community poetry. You give and give and give SPM. We see it and we feel it.
And I like him too because he's got a really good heart, but he's got this slightly dodgy vibe, which I like in poets. Dodgy in a good way.
That's normal to me.
I know, but I love that. I think there's just something about SPM. It's perfect. Yeah, my kind of.
Oh, SPM's laugh. That. Oh,
we got to hang out with SPM
for the
in
Perth
Perth.
Festival.
And talking of Perth, he's going to be hosting this incredible showcase Thursday night. It is,
Is that live streaming?
No, it's a live event.
Oh my God!
But
imagine it. Imagine going.
City of Fremantle approached us and said, we want to do something for Poetry Month. We want it to be spoken word. We want to involve Fremantle Press. So Hassan, Emily will be reading there. Caitlin Mailing.
Daily Rangi.
Elfie Shiosaki. Biddle, who's just this great punk poet. They are a great punk poet from over there. Fable Goldsmith. The list just goes on and on. Incredible lineup. I would give anything to go over there. Well, I'd give anything to go anywhere, really. But anyway.
Yes, Liz, you all have to aspire
win
to
with the hashtag memory
a dodgy
furniture.
vibe.
We're going to do that draw very soon because we're about to wrap up very soon. So win with the hashtag memory furniture. And Thursday nights also, if you're in lockdown and not in Fremantle.
If you're into something that's not the news at 7:00, tune in for a showcase of Aotearoa and so-called Australia's finest poets. So in New Zealand, the equivalent of what we call the Miles Franklin, or what are some other really major prizes? Oh, you won the Victorian Literary.
The Vociferate Prize, that's really big
big
prize.
The
in
Waffle
Iceland.
Prize is massive.
Oh, it's also Steve Gutenberg's birthday today.
Good on you, Steve.
Steve Gutenberg.
It's Hope's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday,
Hope.
Hope/Harrison. Happy birthday,
Happy
Harrison.
birthday, Hope.
Steve Gutenberg. Forget about that. Anyway, keep going
Who's
about
Steve Gutenberg?
the actor, Cocoon. Steve Gutenberg.
Oh, he's cool.
Yeah.
I need to watch Cocoon
I didn't know he's
again.
still alive, but Steve.
When did Cocoon come out? That was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
spa? Was
on
that
Thursday
the water
night,
and they reversed the
Steve
age?
Gutenberg won't be there, but Australia versus...
He probably will.
Not Australia versus New Zealand. Australia-New Zealand showcase.
Yeah. So, Tusiata, Avi... Oh, what? How come David Pawsey's just moving us
We're doing
on?
a giveaway. He's keeping it
Okay.
sharp.
Thank you, David. Thank you for keeping us on track. But if on Thursday night you feel like tuning into some amazing poetry again, please do so.
And it's 6 p.m. actually. It's not 7. I just checked. I thought it was a bit earlier because of the time difference. Ben Zed, you're back again. Ben Zed.
Oh, Ben Zed's on. Ben. Hey, Ben, is your surname really Zed?
You're like on a book bender, aren't you? Hey, once you get that, off you go. I think you've won before as well.
Same with you, Smooth. Nicholas, is it Smooth? Imagine if you put Smooth and Zed together.
Nah, Smooth Nicholas. You really need that formality after that. It sounds like a person dressed as an ice cream. But I think what would be great is that you either tune in Thursday night and see some of our 30 and 30 commissioned Australian poets, the New Zealand Poet Laureate David Eggleton, and all the Ockham shortlistees and winner.
Jackson Newland and
so great. Hinamoana Baker. Check it out, 6 to 7. And if not, if you're in Fremantle, head over there. We'll be doing our daily 30 and 30 poems, reflections on what poetry means, prompts at 3 o'clock, which you can respond to, win books, also a chance to be edited. But we want to do a bit of shout out to a team member we've been working closely with in the background as a digital producer.
So Izzy Roberts-Orr, who used to be the director of the Emerging Writers Festival, joined the Red Room team specifically to support Dave and I in the digital realm throughout Poetry Month. Without Izzy, I don't know what the words are. Without Izzy,
yeah, this beard.
We do love you, Izzy.
This beard would just be conceptual, but
I've got my little chin hair,
but due to some sort of sad circumstances for Izzy, she couldn't be here tonight. But we wanted to dedicate this last song to her, which is the new single by my favorite Australian solo artist, Ben Salter. I saw this online the other day and I was like, wow, this is a single for right now. And it's going out to Izzy. It's called Bereavement. And we will catch you hopefully on our last line break next Tuesday, where we promise Cookie may make an appearance.
love you, Izzy.
See you, everybody.
Take care.
As the evening draws in, draws us all in, let's work on something together. When you're gone, we'll carry on. The place won't be the same. then again it never was. Moment to moment, second to second, how do how profound.